But you're saying, oh, okay, either
He's
wood,
gonna-
it could be wood or metal, it doesn't matter.
No, well, they're gonna make it like the original. And
Wooden?
he's making it out of
Okay.
the shop, and he's gonna put it together in the
Well-
parking lot. And then a giant crane.
Yeah.
On top of the brick water
It's-
tower.
It's, the wooden staircase is already up, but, oh, he's only doing the water tower part. Then you don't need to fill it with water.
No, we
It's-
definitely aren't.
And then this will just stay the same. He's just gonna
Right.
take a crane and put a water tower on top.
Right.
He has nothing to do with this staircase that's
No,
up here.
no, Well, I mean, he goes up and measures and that kind of stuff, but no. And when we took, the city was gonna tear this down.
You think, is it, okay, yeah, that would
And
have,
this is a gauge and
I
the
know.
water tank.
if I was on the city council, I would have tore it down too. That's-
Well, we went in a place for
That's-
the museum that was
some-
original.
Yeah, that's different. How many water tower museums are there?
Probably not.
Yeah, well, one then, right? No, how many other are there? Yeah. All right. Yeah, it's a,
And this is the shape of Porter County. And that's, you know, why nobody wanted it, is why it was the last county formed. Because it was all swampland.
yeah, well, that's what they said for a lot of Illinois. It's just, there's a lot of water. In fact, the last major rain south of here, yeah, even after a few days, the fields are still wet.
Yeah, right.
A lot of Illinois is like that. There's probably more to it than just being a swampland. I think other counties suffer that same problem. In fact, just south of here, right when in the border of Kentucky and Illinois, that they have warnings on the side of the road saying boil the water. Jeez, it's undrinkable.
Right.
And then I got sick from algae in Mattoon, which Mattoon isn't on there.
No, this is just Porter County.
Mattoon says that they got algae in the water. I drank it. It smelled like swamp. It tasted like swamp, and I got sick after. I felt down, no energy, and I'm still kind of getting through it. I think I'm constipated still, but I was really sick before, and then it's just kind of worked its way through. And I mean, it's in their tap water, and there's no warnings in Mattoon about this.
Yeah.
I had to look up water department Mattoon, and then it admits 2019 and 2021, it's got algae, and you can't boil algae out.
No, you can't.
I tried. I didn't know.
No.
And
I know, I'm kind of a prepper and I was trying to, you know, I've got food, but I don't have water, and I save
Okay.
water, but it's like mainly to flush toilets and do things like that, not actually.
Oh, you saved the rainwater? Yes,
When I have a CPAP machine, and when I empty my distilled water thing, I fill it with tap water.
Oh,
So,
that's the neck is a little too thick and it's blocking your airway at night when you're sleeping.
well, yeah.
I think it's people get like the neck gets a little thick, maybe. You know,
No,
that's
it's more of a,
the fat deposits get in there and start squeezing the, you know, it's a mechanical maybe thing that's with the airflow. I've gotten woken up by, you know, just heart irregularities at night, but I don't think I have that problem. It's,
you have to
That's-
spend the night in the hospital
you-
while they monitor you, so.
yeah, and then they sold you like $1,000
No.
CPAP machine.
You know, when you're old, you get things like that.
Oh, they're more like on a discount.
Yeah.
What time is the museum closed today?
2.
Oh, it's kind of short. Wow. All right. It's not a huge museum anyway, so
No.
I can understand. This thing's in the way. Water depth gauge.
Yeah, we could tell when the water.
Yeah, that's really. But the rope probably isn't attached anymore, right?
No, it was kind of a thing like on the back of your toilet. You know,
Yeah,
and
yeah, of course.
you
They're
could
just,
the gauge
you know,
from the there all the way up.
yeah, the rope would probably hang in the center, right?
Yeah.
It would, and then you kind of.
No, it was up along that gauge.
It'd just be resting along here.
Yeah.
but it's no longer because they had to cover that up. Okay. Yeah, there's some old church bells, I think, that may have
Yeah,
the rope still you could
our
pull.
church does.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and this church is the bell is off. It rung 4 minutes before it was the
Oh,
arrow.
that's City Hall.
The city hall bell is early, and
Mhm.
because the arm is like 4 minutes short of
Well,
the.
it's hard to keep
So
track of that.
the bell might be on time because the church bell off in the distance rung like a minute later. They're all kind of off. But yeah, that's kind of weird to look up and see that the time is like still 4 minutes off. I don't. And what happened? What happened to the post over here? This is
Well,
you got it covered up even.
well, kids used to pick at it. This is a number, see, this was built in 1872.
Okay.
The sheriff's office was there, there was a breezeway, and he would sit in his office and have target practice.
What?
Yeah, we didn't have enough crime to keep him busy.
No.
And he missed a lot, you can see where he,
No way. Your sheriff should have been fired
not
after.
a police chief.
The police chief should have been fired after the first shot. Why would a police chief be allowed to get away with shooting a post for a tall? You don't know his name or
Yeah, I
anything.
know exactly who it was.
There was he had to.
Long time ago.
Yeah, that he was probably drunk,
No, he wasn't drunk, just not very busy.
just not very smart. It's
Yeah, he could have
That-
knocked the pole down.
that really I mean it does look like it. I mean
That is what it was.
I've seen buildings with the Civil War the bullet holes in them. So this type of bullets wasn't it's not the caliber of today's type of bullets. Not as strong. Probably had a.
Well, here's some of the bullets they've taken out.
Oh, they were embedded, and that's actual proof.
Yeah, there's some still in there.
Bullets. Oh, and you could actually. Okay. Wow. Lead. Yeah. All right. Lead type. That's insane. Oh, yep. Okay. There's a bullet.
We went, like, little kids couldn't use it.
But it looks worse because little kids were picking at it.
Well, no, it was pretty bad.
Okay.
See, they weren't using this building at all before we
So
made it
then-
into a museum.
So is this brick new then? Because if he missed,
No.
it's just the brick was able to withstand
Well,
the.
there are some holes in the brick. There are some holes over here.
Okay. Yeah. There's indoor gun ranges. Yeah. But this would be a weird indoor gun range to make use of. That's all right. All right. Oh, and flies are on the window. Okay. Probably got some bats up there too.
No, not anymore. So they took from Champaign County, Livingston, Iroquois, Vermilion.
Oh, those are townships. Okay. There's townships within a county. Okay.
Yeah.
And the townships fought over. Well, it's okay. Usually it comes down to who has got the larger.
Population.
Not always, but yeah, usually, yeah. There's a lot to it. Okay, but yeah, they call it a feud. A feud for every county probably has that type of feud in a different type of way.
Mm-hmm.
Some museums are in old courthouses.
Right.
Which is-
Iroquois County is
Okay, yeah.
in Watseka.
That's another one, because I seen one where Lincoln, I guess, worked. Is maybe the west, south area. I forget. I think the city's called Lincoln,
Yeah, it is.
and it's got the courthouse is the museum, and Lincoln used to work in it, and you could just.
I don't think so.
He traveled.
On a circuit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he would
Right, well,
just.
he
would,
there was a priest that was suing the Archdiocese of Chicago in St. Anne, Illinois, up in Kankakee County. And Abraham Lincoln was the attorney.
a priest suing the county, you said? I'm sorry.
No, the diocese, Archdiocese.
Oh, okay.
of
He had,
Chicago.
okay. Yeah, that's a lot of information that, you probably, open up a book and have to read about. I haven't read many of his courtroom experiences. The only one I know is like questioning about a nighttime issue, or somebody said they could see something, and the Lincoln is like, oh, but the moon wasn't out, right? That's kind of a famous one. I don't, yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of other interesting battles that.
Springfield, the Springfield Lincoln Museum is very, very interesting.
Okay, that's next to the library downtown.
It's downtown.
Yeah, and there's a library maybe across the street or a couple blocks, or maybe a couple blocks away.
Yeah.
They have to search you to go into that museum, I believe.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't want to get searched. I never visit a museum where I have to be searched.
Well,
so I declined. So that's.
Well, darn, I should have searched you, huh?
Yeah, well, I had a bag. I bicycled in, and I had a bag. I was going to the library. I parked at a Walmart, bicycled the 3-4 miles just around. And then I saw this, and they have security guards right at the front.
Kind of like schools now.
Schools have become more secure. Yes, so the police chief would shoot through this door, and clearly then we have bullet holes, chips. You're shooting a little to the left, a little to the right, shooting through this door. I don't see anything on this post. Doesn't look like it got hit. I think he hated the city. The guy must have hated the city to do something so dumb. Alright, gonna check out the Wi-Fi, the Paxton Wi-Fi. The Paxton Wi-Fi still works here. Over here. I got 3 bars out of 4. Hey, I see there's a padlock. Padlock, you know, the lock to lock the Wi-Fi.
So the
password.
The password is Carnegie.
All right.
Just like in.
Let me write it down because I'm gonna put it on several things. And I see the Paxton City one still reaches here, but they don't have a password.
Mm-mm. That one's free for everybody.
Oh, yeah, this one, well, library's free too.
Yeah. Well, I guess the Paxton one just doesn't have a password.
You guess what?
I guess the Paxton one just doesn't have a password.
So I have learned that nobody comes to this parking lot overnight. Not even the cops. Did not get bothered. And I just saw a cop drive past on the main street. They do exist, but they leave this little parking lot area alone. I think probably City Hall employees are filling up the parking lot. But this is the weekend, so it's left empty. I should play a little joke on this museum. All you gotta do is, oh man, that's tight. It's kind of a crude sign holder. Now they're open. Whoops. These are some old looking bays. I guess for vehicles, so they can't be that old. The roof is really falling apart. I see through it, and it's got there's no chunks on the ground. Whatever has fallen has been picked up. Why would they have these metal things here? What are those for? To hold some kind of a bumper? Several of these bays. I think this might be to support the train, maybe. Maybe the train used to stop here. Almost looks like somebody's living here. Oh wow, I think somebody's actually living in this. Two people made a house out of the depot. Whatever they could carve out as a living area. It's this big supply area. Half of it is. The other half is now some place people are living. Alright, somebody's burning plastic. I could see the smoke over here. I was smelling it on the other side of this building. I just want to take a minute to walk through the smoke just to get a closer look at the private property. Oh man, the train on display. Well, whatever, I don't need to look at it that much. That guy's burning more than just wood. It's very strong. Right in town. What a jerk. If I was his neighbor, I'd tell him to knock it off. Take that stuff elsewhere. You just don't start fires like that in town. So this is another warehouse, but a very different design. Maybe a little bit newer. A little stepladder. Roof looks better. Okay, so if they said private property on the other side, they probably mean for this section as well. Oh wow, private property again. Man, that guy's burning. So they used a dock. It says private property though, so you can't walk on it. But this section is probably public road. They even put warnings about parking. Warnings against it. Here's the base of the water tower. I guess I didn't expect it to be just kind of right here in the center of it all. But here they are. I was walking to the grocery store. A little bit of a sidewalk leading to the drain. Somebody lives right here. Hard to tell if this brick shed, is being used. Looks like they took down some kind of radio tower. Huh. I'm really tempted to throw away a lot of my shirts because I don't go through them as fast as I thought I would need to. This one's dirty, it takes up room, I don't like it taking up so much room. I think I'll toss it, but I'll keep this, it's a little bit cleaner. I could toss all my underwear, shirts, and socks, or, well, not black socks, are about the only thing that's really undergarment that has some value to me, because I wear the same shirt every day. I don't care, and I got like 30-40 shirts just sitting in my car taking up all this space, and I don't need that many rags. I could go without them. I could go for having the space. And also, it's really nice to just get in here and what do you need a vacuum for when you got holes on your floor? Just wipe the dirt right into the holes every so often. It's It's warmer, so I can do it now. Paxton, Illinois. Paxton. I can't find these mushrooms the guy's telling me about, but I come across some asparagus in this field. So I had this guy on his, I don't know, what do you call those, four-wheeler things. He circled around the cemetery. I think he's a caretaker. And I keep looking over, and I'm wondering, where's he hanging out? He's not pulling out or anything. So I start walking over here from my car, okay, and and then he pulls out from the trees here. He pulls out from like this area. I think he was just kind of watching me and hiding behind. Yeah, you could watch me like here, and then I couldn't see him. So I start walking over here, and that's when he pulls out. So he was watching me. I was kind of like pulling out clothes out of bags and stuff, standing outside my car. Well, he was observing my activities. Then he got a little spooked when I started walking down this way. I'm thinking, he started actually going this way. Like he was maybe trying to run away from me. And then he turned around and started coming my way. And then he stopped and asked me if everything was okay. So he's got some concerns about me being here. I'm guessing because nobody really hangs out here at the Pine Ridge Cemetery, and he's like the only one. He's an old guy too, so he's had a lot of years of observing this. And since I was stretching out with my stick, I had both my hands tied up. I didn't really want to reach for the phone as he was approaching. Once again, I let my guard down. He's not a cop, no big deal there. He could call the cops. So that's why I'm going back to get my necklace cam. But once again, I did let my guard down. I should have, everywhere I go, I really need to have that thing on. I kind of don't like putting it on sometimes. There's times when I really don't think I need it. And it would have been useful to help tell the story of this guy watching me from the entrance there, behind the trees, behind the brick pillar, as I'm just kind of fumbling around with my clothes, just standing right here. They got quite a plaque for Israel Styles in this cemetery. Looks kind of new. A lawyer, legislator, orator, soldier, and captured and became a lawyer again. Yeah, his stone looks new here. His wife's stone looks old. This looks like an old style. Looks like she died at 39, but it could be 89, I don't know. Then over here there's a Christopher Livingston. Came to Loda from Ireland in the 60s. He peddled. This is a tool shed. Alright. Wonder if this is the type of fence used before barbed wire got popular. Like, I mean, there must have been fence before barbed wire. Something more handmade by the blacksmiths. And barbed wire got popular. I should take my burdock seeds, toss them in this prairie. They're natural. They really go out of their way to prevent people from anything on their shoes that could go into the prairie. So ridiculous. All of this vegetation is invasive, was invasive at some point. Should throw my burdock seeds in there to prove a point. I don't think there's any squirrels around that'd get to them. Here's a shooting star. I don't know what value it is. Could be poisonous. Sticking from the ground. Alright, I fell back to Paxton from Loda because of the cop stop. I wanted to get onto the Wi-Fi and upload that cop stop video in Loda. But it's not even 6, and there's 3 cars showing up for the city hall here already. I think they're parks people. Either way, that parking lot I'm at is getting filled. I want to get out of there, but first I'd like to buy some groceries from this 24-hour grocery store. So, quick get some food. I guess I'll be going back to Loda and check out a different park. So, I'd like to cook some food, possibly. The choices don't look that great to me, but I'm gonna check it out anyway. Loda's library opens at 9. The next one, further north, opens at 12. So actually Loda's looking a little more attractive for the library. They do have a park right next to that library, but I kind of need to look for bathrooms too. Bathrooms have to be a consideration because of my condition. So I don't think I want to just hang out at the Loda library until 9. But I mean, I could loosen up the bicycle and keep that as an option. I don't know. Yeah, this grocery store, I don't think it's even 6 yet. They say they're 24 hours. No cars in the parking lot. They should be open. Hometown proud. Right on a small town with a 24-hour everyday hour opening. Roundup? Oh, and then a bell goes off when I go there. Yeah, it's kind of amusing to think that you can come in at any time. They sell everything. Everything you can need can be found here. So there's some kind of a train guy who's managing this roadblock that the train is causing. They were going forward a little bit, now they're going backward. He's pushing the train into a separate yeah, they're gonna slam again. Oh no. They're not gonna slam. That's the second lane. I was looking at that one sitting idle. They're just going past that. I thought they're gonna hit that. All right, so now we're going this way. Huh. Did not expect them to block the road. Leaving Paxton. All right, I'm pushing my car up to, closer because now the truck ahead of me left. He spent about 10 minutes waiting. There was another car before us. With this train is just going like back and forth. No telling how long it'll be. So I'll ride up. I'm not turning the car on. I do turn on the battery so I can get the power steering. I was veering to the right a little too much. But that's not the engine, at least. I'll get right up there. Look at that line. Get right up and close and personal. There we go. Okay. I would like to cook, but it's hard to say how long this will be. There's some kind of guy walking in between these trains, doing something, some kind of work on foot. But yeah, this is really dangerous. They're slamming into each other at any moment. You can see corn, a little bit of corn fence, so you can't go further down. I can't see how long the train is, but yeah, it's curved, so it's hard to say. I'd have to try to climb to the other side. They got corn spilled. There's corn all over the road. There's spilled corn slamming these cars and spilling corn as a result. But I'd have to get on the other side to see the curve, see how far down. What is this? Hatch must be open before discharging load. All right. Yeah, it looks like quite a wait for me. Man, I wish I knew how long, but nobody does usually.